Okay, let's discuss what's going on here. First of all, I'm no HTML5 expert in APIs and local storage, but I mean, it works like a cookie. There's a key in the value, which is expecting a string, but I think it's more has to do with AngularJS. In fact, that there are pages or code out there on GitHub that makes it easier for you. This is one I found recently during some research, and it abstracts some of the local storage for you. But instead of using it, I really wanted to find out why it wasn't accepting the default methods. So let me explain to you what I found out. First, let's go ahead into the code and change it around a bit. For the questions to save, it works better if first let's add a limitation so that if the question amount is greater than 0 to save, otherwise we don't want to save just less than 0 items. Okay, so what we want to do is actually turn this into a string, so we can use JSON.stringify, and this is a built-in object and method in browsers, so no need to worry about any other libraries. Save that, and let's see what happens if it saves it any differently. So refresh your project, create some question and answer. Let's add just some 2 more here, and then save. So we saved it, and instead of like we saw earlier, it was object. Now we have a string, an object inside of an array, but it's really it's a stringify from JSON. Okay, but if we clear it, it still won't load. So let's fix the load method here, and first let's do it this way, where we have create a new variable, call it stored quiz, and do JSON parse, so to parse the result. And actually, you know what, it still won't work because there's just something funky about the scope object that appends onto arrays. The way we have to do it is like this. So if the stored quiz is not null and stored quiz is not undefined, we have to put it through a loop, kind of like we had earlier for pushing. Like we have here for adding items. It works better for pushing it onto that part. So this is what we have to do. We're going to create a for loop for var key in stored quiz. You can also do the counter if you want, but this works fine. And then scope quiz push, just like the above method. Want to take the answer, the question first, stored quiz key, and the q property, comma, a for answer, stored quiz key, and a for the answer. So it's going to loop through however questions we had, because if you saw in the previous video, if you did a load, it gave me some ridiculous number like 31, even though we just had 3 questions. So this is the right way to do it. And in case it fails, let's just throw or in case there are nothing to load, we can do an alert no quiz data found. So let's test this. Refresh. We have nothing to load, as you can see in the browser, and so we have no quiz data found. Go ahead and add some data. Okay, and let's save it. It is saved. Now don't hit clear yet. We're gonna just remove it from here, from this scope. And now let's see if it loads. Wow, there you go, it loaded. So we're almost complete. Yep, actually I think we are complete. Everything is working now. And if you want to play and see it working, yeah, hit play and yes to, so all the questions and answers are there. Oh, and I did change this X where it was before into going back to create. Now it goes home, because there's no other way to go home. Okay, so I hope that answered your questions, and now you're able to use the local storage. And good luck with AngularJS.